investors want to invest into those startups, especially those founders who understand how this value could be generated, right? If you are getting sweat, if you are not feeling confident, if you are feeling like, shivering, then no matter how good you are, this is gone.
If I convert it into a private limited company, what are the advantages?
मैंने बस लास्ट ट्यूसडे वाला सर का सेशन अटेंड किया था एंड वेडनेसडे की मैंने कॉल बुक की थी एंड जो एक्सपीरियंस मुझे मिला है मैं आप सबको कहूंगा काइंडली आप एक बार सर से बात करके देखिए ओवर द कॉल, आपकी जो पिक्चर है बहुत ज्यादा क्लियर हो जाएगी। ये चीजें बोलने के लिए ना सर ने मुझे पैसे दिए हैं और ना मैं सर को फिजिकली जानता हूँ, ना मैं सर को किसी के थ्रू जानता हूँ। सर ने जो चीजें मुझे बताई है वो चीजें अगर मुझे 6 मंथ्स पहले या 1 ईयर पहले कोई बताता तो सीन ही कुछ अलग रहता।
Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all in Ask Me Anything session with our founder and CEO, Mr. Shishir Gupta. In this session, you can ask questions about pitch deck, funding, angel investment, venture capital, team, and traction. In this meeting, your ideas will be validated. You will get to know how to design your pitch deck and develop it. You can ask questions about how to do market traction and scale up your startup. You can also ask questions how to start funding for your startup and what are the legal framework related to your company, what is the process of company registration and all the compliances, and what can be the career prospects for freshers through your startups. Mr. Shishir Gupta, our founder and CEO, will be joining us shortly. Thank you so much.
Namaskar, my name is Shishir Gupta. I'm the founder and CEO of StartupLanes. This is an Ask Me Anything session. I hope Sanjana must have told you. And you can ask me anything about funding or your career, whatever comes to your mind, right? And I would request you to please switch on your camera while you ask question. It would be good if you keep the camera on throughout the session so that we are recording this session and it will go to our YouTube channel as well. Thank you. So we can have the first question without wasting time.
So first question we have of Mr. Ishu Lamba. So please go ahead and ask your question and please keep your video on. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Ishu. How are you?
Doing good, sir. How are you? Sir, last week I have asked that how to do the survey and everything. So I have done something. And I just want to elaborate and ask you about how to reach to the vendors and how to connect with them so that we can take their the products they are dealing with and we can have our commissions and we can sell to our customers.
What kind of vendor you want to reach out?
Sir, I'm into this food industry. So I'm dealing with tiffins and everything. So I'm connecting with some of the restaurants nearby my place. So how to connect with them and how to reach out with them and how to gain their trust so that we can do the business together.
Amazing. All you have to do is you go to Zomato and Swiggy app. That's the easiest process. Find out all the restaurants in the location, right? If you want, you can order food from 1 or 2 restaurants and talk to the Swiggy guy. These guys knows the restaurant very well, right? They can introduce you.
Yes.
So that's one way to go about it. In case you don't want to order anything, then you can go and finally physically visit the restaurant and in the off time, not in the peak time, right? Off time, talk to them. And that's how you can initiate, or probably you can go there as a customer and start the discussion. All you will be needing is 3-4 maximum restaurants, right? You will not be needing more initially. And then you can start focusing on your customers. So that's the easiest way to go about it.
Okay.
And I would recommend you to go to the app first.
Okay. Yes, sir. I have done that and I have talked to some, but I just wanted to. They are kind of been shaky to make the decision. So how to gain their trust and just to
that's how the Swiggy and Zomato delivery guy. If he introduce you, first you have to be friendly with them, right? And they will be helping you later on also. You might require their support in delivering. Right. For just 1 or 2 orders, they can do a friendly delivery for you. Isn't it? So why not utilize them? When they become your friends, they will guide you a lot about how this thing works, how you can deliver, what are the cost economics, what are they getting, right? And this might help you, and they can give you some permanent guys also, 1 or 2 people whom you can keep to deliver your own food.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Okay.
All right.
Okay, sir. One thing I want to say. Can I?
Sure, why not?
Everyone who is watching this session, I will request you all to please means book a call with Shishir sir. Sir have helped me a lot. Last Wednesday, I have done a session with sir. Sir have pushed me a lot. सर ने जो चीजें मुझे बताई है वो चीजें अगर मुझे 6 months पहले या 1 year पहले कोई बताता तो सीन ही कुछ अलग रहता. लास्ट 1 week में मैंने जो चीजें की है वो शायद मैं लास्ट 2-3 महीने में नहीं किया था. इसके लिए ये चीजें बोलने के लिए ना सर ने मुझे पैसे दिए हैं और ना मैं सर को फिजिकली जानता हूँ, ना मैं सर को किसी के थ्रू जानता हूँ. मैंने बस लास्ट ट्यूसडे वाला सर का सेशन अटेंड किया था एंड वेडनेसडे की मैंने कॉल बुक की थी. एंड जो एक्सपीरियंस मुझे मिला है मैं आप सबको कहूंगा काइंडली आप एक बार सर से बात करके देखिए ओवर द कॉल. आपकी जो पिक्चर है बहुत ज्यादा क्लियर हो जाएगी. थैंक यू सर, थैंक्स अ लॉट.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ishulamba, for those kind words. Sir, next we have Mrs. Gitanjali Bode. Ma'am, please come forward and ask your question. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you what are the advantages of forming a private limited company?
Mhm.
So right now, as you know, I have my clinic since 25 years. I'm doing quite well. So if I convert it into a private limited company, what are the advantages as such? And one more thing, I needed some help in selling my herbal products. Right now, it's going through my clinic itself. All my patients, they take my products. And if I have to go it on a larger scale, I have a manufacturer who's ready to do it with my formula. I've given him the formula, so he's ready to do everything. But selling channel is like if you sell it on Amazon, you need all the GST number and everything. And one thing is what had happened is I had taken GST number some few years back, and then I had some personal problems. Father was not well. I couldn't concentrate on the products business. And then somebody told me that your income is very less regarding products, so you don't have to file any GST returns or anything. But I didn't know that we had to file a nil return, something we had to file. So I was completely unaware of that. And then that number is now cancelled. And now when I try to, you wanted that number back, they're saying you have to file from the 2016 onwards, whatever is the this penalties or something you have to file, and then you'll get another GST number. So what should be done now? Like it's a huge amount. It comes around 30,000-40,000 if I calculate like that. I haven't spoken to them exactly what are the charges around, but if I calculate on 500 per month or something, it comes to a very high. And without GST number, I don't think I can sell my herbal products online or anywhere. So what is the solution you think?
Okay, sure. The benefits of a private limited company,
Right.
was your first question.
Yeah.
Understand that there are several benefits of the private limited company.
Okay.
Most important benefit is the limited liability, right? As the name itself says. Now, what is this limited liability? Any business that you do as a small seller, suppose, a roadside shop is there, just a grocery shop, having a business of 5,000, 2,000 to 5,000 rupees per day. Now, this business has a lot of responsibility. Sometimes only one person is running, right? So for them, a structure is created called proprietorship. And all the responsibility is of the owner, who's called the proprietor. And similar is partnership. But when you have to expand the business, you might be doing business into lot many cities, lot many locations, right? And where you are not physically present. And if you are not physically present, then there is a risk which is attached. Maybe somebody who pays you money got affected, right? Maybe right, you're from Chennai, you sent somebody in Chennai got affected physically using that cosmetic. They will sue you. You have to physically appear in the court, and the police can arrest you. You are understanding this? In case of some financial issue, government can attach your financial assets, all your bank accounts. They can sell off your property and recover money, right? So for that purpose, we need to have a limited liability. That means my liability should be limited to the amount of share that I have, the ownership that I have, right? So that is the structure of private limited company. Your liability is limited. Company and the real person will be different. Now there will be two entities, you and your company. You will be separated from your company. You will have a separate PAN card. You will have a separate identity. Right? So that's the most important part. Besides that, if you have to scale up, you need to issue shares. Proprietorship, partnership cannot issue shares. Even the LLP cannot issue shares. You need to necessarily have a private limited company. Now, in that also, do not get confused with OPC. There is a structure called one-person company. Do not make that. because that is not going to make any difference in terms of issuing the shares. You will not be able to issue the shares forever. So if you want to scale up, if you want to become big, go for a private limited company having 2 directors. This is necessary. Now coming to your GST part. Now what happens is you have to file the GST constantly. If you break in between, then GST department will ask you to file from day one. Obviously, you can place your request to get a waiver of this, but I am not sure. You can have a plea, you can contact a GST lawyer who can help you in placing this request, but you need to file this because this is your responsibility. And if you have, this is a very strict department, let me tell you. I have seen people getting arrested for this GST, right? I have seen many people getting arrested depending upon which location you are. If this happens in UP, they take very fast action, right? I've seen a lot of people happening this. So do not take it lightly. This is something which is a serious thing. You need to get this done through a GST lawyer. In case you need lawyers and advocates or any chartered accountant who can help you with this, StartupLanes has all of them. You can contact our team. Let us know. We will help you out, and we will find out how we can sort it out at the lowest minimum cost. Okay. Any follow-up question or anything left out here?
Angel investors, how long does it take to find an angel investor?
If you find it through us, we already have angel investors, a pool of angel investors.
Yeah, I've already applied, I think.
Okay.
So next we have Mr. Pranav Punjabi. So please come forward and ask your question. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Hi.
So I have been, kind of following you since a long time, and today finally I'm, got an opportunity to talk to you. So I'll just give a quick background about myself, like what exactly we are into, and come to the questions quickly. So basically, we are a software product company, and we have a software product which we are selling since the past 5 years. And the target market for the product is the restaurant and the retail industry. It's a point of sale software application. Now, seeing the market size and everything, we are willing to, we want to scale up. Currently, there are 400 plus installations that we have in India and in a couple of other countries also. And we intend to scale up the product. That is what the thing is. So we are looking for seed funding, seed investment for our product. Now I wanted to understand a couple of things, that how can StartupLanes help us in this regard, and what is if there is any way how you can or your company can help us, what is the process that we need to follow so we can do the required things, and a standard process. I would want to know about that part. So my first question is that.
I'll tell you about the complete process.
G.
We already have a set of pool of investors, right?
Okay.
There are so many investors who have taken our membership. So we have 2 angel networks called SL Angels and NRI Angels. SL is for domestic angel investors based in India. NRI Angels is for people who are of Indian origin, right? And they are settling abroad.
Right.
Both of these have taken the membership from our angel network. And for only one purpose, the purpose is to invest into startup.
Correct.
Reason, startup gave them a huge phenomenal return. Zomato is a very big example, right? So Sanjeev Bikhchandani sir invested 4.7 crores, that became 15,000 crores in 10 years, right? And there are so many examples, and for that purpose, angel investors are registered with us. Now, what do we do is, you have to pitch to our team first, right?
Correct.
And we are a zero rejection company. That means this entire StartupLanes does not have a rejection model. So you will never ever be rejected, right? So in case you are not able to do it this time, you can come back later, but we will not reject you, right? So if you are fundable as per our team's evaluation, they will tell you to move ahead. You need to submit 3 documents, very important documents. Pitch deck, if you want to write down, pitch deck. This should be total 12 slides, right? And it has to be on the basis of one model called reduction model. You must have seen iPhone, right? In the iPhone, you have very less things, right? It's not messy. You have a clean environment, only single button, right? So it has to be on the basis of reduction model, so that you can focus upon the things which are necessary. You should have market size. You should have, in the market, you should have TAM, SAM, SOM, that is addressable market, obtainable, serviceable market. You need to have KPIs, your milestones. You need to show the competition. So there are 12 to 15 slides. I have written this in an article. Go to StartupLanes website. You can find this article. I have mentioned about each slide. Right?
Okay.
So this is the first document required. Second is the financial projections. Your funding requirement should exactly come from this financial projection sheet. Most of the founders make this mistake. They just imagine the amount of funding required. This does not happen, right?
Correct.
Investors need a sheet which shows your spending of money, and make sure while you make this projection, 85% or more than that money received from funding should go necessarily for customer acquisition.
Okay.
It should not go for paying your salaries. It should not go for manufacturing the products. It should not go for inventories. Should not go for paying the rent, building the infrastructure. No. It should necessarily go for acquiring the customer. Example, Facebook marketing. Okay, email marketing. Or anything that you do, say campaign, which is physical campaign. You are setting up a canopy in a market, or you are sponsoring an event, right? This should directly result into customer acquisition. That's why investors fund you. So this is the second document. Your burn rate will come out every month from this sheet, right? You understand burn rate, or you want me to explain?
So my honestly, there would be a difference in the understanding of burn rate. So if you can specifically define the burn rate.
Okay. See, there are two jargons, and I will simplify those two jargons for you. And I will tell this in Hindi also for people who don't understand properly in English. The first jargon is run rate, right? Run rate is nothing but your revenue. Okay. Run rate क्या होता है? Revenue होता है. Second is the burn rate. Burn rate is the amount of negative cash. Negative cash जो आपकी कंपनी में, suppose you have 8 lakhs of revenue and you are spending 10 lakh rupees every month. Okay.
Correct.
This 2 lakh is less. How will this 2 lakh come from? This will come from your capital.
True.
Okay. This capital requirement is coming through the funding. So you will say, okay, for next month, I will be requiring 2 lakh rupees of funding. Okay. So this burn rate is the negative cash. जो कम पड़ रहा है पैसा, this is called burn rate. जो extra पैसा आप use कर रहे हो, जो capital से आ रहा है. Okay. Now you will club for next month 2 lakh, next to next month 3 lakhs. Like this, if for next 18 months, whatever amount comes up, this is your funding required. And investors will definitely ask you post the funding about how you are spending this, whether it is as per the projections or not. ऐसा नहीं कर सकते. You can't do this. That you show something and you do something.
Yeah. So when you say that the funding requirement should be 18 months of the burn rate. So over here, what I have so what I understand.
I'll tell you why 18 months. Okay. This will simplify. So this is called runway. बहुत सारे jargons and I'm trying to simplify. I'll create some videos to help. This is called runway. This is not the place where you fly the planes. This runway is the total time you get from this funding.
True.
Let's take an example. Suppose you take 20 lakh rupees of funding and your burn rate is 2 lakh rupees per month. So this gives you runway of 10 months.
True.
Before 10 months, you need to raise the next round.
Yes.
So you need to raise the next round maybe in 7 months or 8 months maximum. ऐसा तो नहीं है जब खत्म हो जाएगा तब शुरू करेंगे. You can't do that. So 7th or 8th month you have to project that this will be another round, and for fueling all my expansion needs, I will raise another round of funding, and this will be the another round of funding at this particular valuation. So that is why people come to us and we prepare that. आपका काम हम आसान कर देते हैं. We do these documents and we will project that this will be the next valuation. Now I'll tell you the magic here. What happens? Now what happens is, suppose you raise the first round of funding for a valuation of 5 crores. Okay. Now somebody who has invested 10 lakh rupees with you at a valuation of 5 crores. Next round you will be raising at 10 crores, just simplifying it, right? So somebody who has invested 10 lakhs, his money will become 20 lakhs.
True.
How much time? In 6-7 months, the next round when you are raising, right? So they will sell off this equity for 18 lakhs or 17 lakhs. That is how they make money. No other investment in the world can give you this kind of return. That is why angel investors are interested in investing into startups. But most of the founders don't understand them how to give them the return projection. And that is why they fail in getting the funding. See, people invest because they want to make money. Right?
True.
They don't invest because they think that they want to support you.
Correct.
Most of the founders make this mistake. They ask for support, sir, support me, give me some money, I will survive, I have to pay salaries. No, nobody wants to put in money this way. All they want to put in money is into where they are perfectly fine about understanding how the return will come, right? And that is the way this return comes up. We as a professional prepare those projections and show it to the investors and tell them, right, this is how we will give you returns. And then they ask us, शिशिर from where ये investor जो जिसको तुम बेचोगे शेयर ये कहाँ से आएगा? And then we tell them that your fellow colleagues who are there in the community, we have created communities of investors. So we tell them there are few people who have missed the bus that time because they might not be having money or they might have invested somewhere. People who buy stocks, they keep on selling and buying again and again. So किसी ने बेचा, somebody must have sold the shares that moment and bought this particular share in the first round. Maybe somebody else will sell off a property or something, will buy in the second round, and this goes on and on till the VC round of funding, and then VC comes in, then PE comes in, and then finally the IPO. Right? StartupLanes is there from the idea till IPO. We can launch. We have not done it yet, but we are creating the infrastructure. Within next 20 days, we'll be ready with the IPO infrastructure. We have tied up with the necessary investment bankers who are SEBI registered, who have done lot of IPOs in their previous past experience. So SL is one-stop shop to reach the IPO also, right? Within next 20 days, we will be ready with all that. So coming back to your point, second document, financial projection. Third is the valuation. People do ask me this question: how much equity I have to share? So this is something which is dependent upon your valuation. Until and unless you do the valuation, you will not get to know this, right? And do not go about having just vague valuations in your mind. My company is valued 20 crore or 50 crores. Do not go for that, because if you tell this to the investors, they will either laugh at you or they will think that you don't know anything, right? If you undervalue it, then also they will get to know that you don't know anything. If you overvalue it, then also they will get to know that you don't know anything. You're getting my point. Suppose, let's simplify it. Suppose the rate of gold is 50,000 rupees per 10 gram. If you ask for 30,000, then they will get to know that you are a novice. You don't know anything, right? If you ask for 1 lakh, then also they will get to know. Eventually, you will get what is the fair value or below that. That is how investment works, right? They will give you below the value. But if you know your valuation, then you can depict that I am not a novice. I understand everything and I am at par in the knowledge section at least, right? So
correct.
Investors want to invest into those startups, especially those founders who understand how this value could be generated, right? They don't want anything from your business. You will not be giving them profits. All they want is you should be able to give them an exit. Exit is something which is again a jargon. Exit means successfully selling your shares for profit. Right? So when an angel investor is able to get at least 3 times return, then this is called a very good exit, right? Minimum 3 times. If I invest 10 lakh rupees, in next 3 months I am able to sell, or maybe 6 months I am able to sell for 30 lakhs, then I'm happy. I'm very, very happy, right? Because no other thing in this world can give us this kind of return. And that is why you must have seen all the founders who have successfully built their companies have started their investment arms, right? Bansal of Flipkart, Faninder Sama of Redbus, lot of people are there. They have understood how this works and they are investing. You can't make more money. See, forever life, founders put in their hard blood, sweat, right? But investors make far more money because they are smarter. And this is truth. You can also become investors later on. They are smarter. They don't do any physical work. They just put their money on work and they make hell lot of money, right? There are fools also in this industry. They are typically called fools. because they don't know how to put in money. They make wrong decisions and they destroy the entire industry by telling, "Arey, ye to bekar hai, mera to paisa doob gaya." Right? So that is what we need to create a balance both sides. Founders should understand how investment works. Investors should understand how this investment properly works and what value founders should bring in. When this is clear, both sides, then definitely it gets successful. So let me come back to the point. After having these three documents, you have pitched to SL team. We will prepare your research report, right?
Okay.
We will prepare a research report free of cost, no charge for it. Our only charge is success. Besides the success fee, is 1,000 rupees the legal fee that we charge. Right?
Okay.
Document, if you get it done from us, there will be charges, but I'm talking about the funding part. For funding, no other upfront fee except 1,000 rupees. Right? Once the mandate is signed, we will give you a date for promo. So you need to record a video and tell the investors in the video why they should invest with you. Simple. We will do all the editing, everything from our side, and we will show this research report and the promo video to all our investors. Those who are interested, they will say, okay, I want to join the demo day, give me the joining link. Right? On the demo day, you will be coming and pitching to those investors who have shown interest. After the demo day is over, we will float a commitment sheet. They commit the amount, whatever amount they are putting in, and you come back with the investment. Within 4 to 5 days, you get the money in your bank account. Right? So that is the entire process end to end. And that's very simple process. It takes approximately 1 month from starting to getting funded. Provided that, let me tell you 5 basic points. First point, you should be able to convince the investors that your company is growing and you can generate value. Point number 1. You should be able to convince the investors that your revenue is going to increase and you have existing revenue. This is point number 2. 3, you should be able to convince the investors that you should be able to raise another round of funding. I have seen founders saying, "Mujhe to nahi chahiye iske baad paisa. I don't need money." Never ever say that. Right? If you say that I will not be raising next round of funding, you are gone. This is gone, finished. Right? 4th point, you should be able to project what you want to project appropriately. So your document should be made completely as per our subscribed format. If you don't make the documents as per the prescribed format, then definitely you will fizzle out. Right? Most of the founders do not take it seriously. Take it very, very seriously. That format has been created after 5-6 years of research. And the 5th point, if you are very, very confident during the demo day, very, very confident, right? Then you come out with flying colors. But if you are, taking pauses, if you are getting sweat, if you are not feeling confident, if you are feeling like, shivering, then no matter how good you are, but this is gone, right? Because investors think that you are not confident or you are telling lie. This could happen. Right? So over the call, practice it. This is again a mistake people make. They don't practice, right? So practice it very well in advance. If you are doing that, definitely you come out with funding. And our last 3 or 4 sessions have been very, very successful. Each demo day has got a commitment. So last 4 weeks going very good. After the pandemic, this is the very right time, and we welcome everyone. We will raise funds for you. And one more point before I complete this: do not raise entire money in one go. If you are looking for 2 crores and your company is valued at 10 crores, then you end up sharing 20% of the equity, right? Do not do that. Divide it. Raise 25 lakh first for a valuation of 5 crores. Raise 50 lakhs for a valuation of 8 crores. Raise 75 lakhs for a valuation of 10 crores or 12 crores, right? And then raise 1 crore at a valuation of 20 crores. This way, you will be not having, when you finally see, you will be saving around 10 to 12% of your equity, right? So raising too much money at a particular valuation is bad. Very bad practice. This does not give any return to the investors and takes away a lot of your equity. So nobody is benefiting. You understand this? Nobody is benefiting. Having lot of tranches, dividing that into multiple rounds will give benefit to both your investor as well as you, because the investor who has invested at a 5 crore valuation, if he gets 10 crore valuation in the next round, he might put in more money, or he will feel very, very satisfied that my money has doubled, right? So this guy will bring in more investors, and when your existing investor speaks with confidence, they will bring in more confidence from others, right? So always remember this. Do not make this mistake of raising more capital in the first round itself. You have to divide. You may call it one round and many tranches, but do not expect everything to come in one go. You might not be able to utilize this money. Okay.
So when you say this thing that it should not be raised in the first round itself. So for example, if I have a projection that I would require 2 crores of funding in the seed round. So what do you mean? Like, should I break that 2 crores into, like, in the seed round, I should raise only 50 lakhs, or the 2 crores of amount should be divided into tranches? Like, for example, in the next 10 months.
Dividing into tranches.
Okay.
First of all, seed round is not what you are looking for. You are looking for a pre-seed. Seed means raising from the institutional investor like venture capital. Okay. This is a pre-seed round when you raise from angel investors. First round, you will be raising, suppose you are valued at 20 crores. Okay. Give discounts to the investors who put in 25 lakhs in the first round. Okay. So take a valuation of 5 crore only, so that your round becomes very, very fast. It gets fulfilled. Raising 25 will be very easy for you then, right? Instead of, you are already discounting by almost, 25% is less, right? 20 crore valuation comes to 5 crore valuation, and it's not going to hamper you, I'll tell you, right? Let them benefit, and this will also fill your round very fast. Then the second round at 10 crore valuation, this time you will be raising 50 lakhs, 50. Okay. So total money coming to your company, 75 lakhs. Then next round you can raise 1.25 crores at a valuation of 20 crores, the normal valuation. So actually you are raising the maximum amount of money at the valuation that you wanted to, but you gave 2 rounds of investors the benefit of discounting. This is called discounting, right? And you saved a lot of money on your equity.
Okay. So one thing, that the valuation report that you mentioned, so that valuation report should be coming from a CA who would be then
I'm
what?
sorry to say, this valuation by the CA is more of, they consider the future projections of the asset, or they do DCF. Both the valuations are not appropriate. I'll tell you why. Because this valuation, like I'll tell you, in fact, I have created a new model called fair share model. There are 9 methods of valuation. I've created the 10th one, which has A to Z 26 points. We consider your intellectual property, we consider your competition, we consider the team capabilities, we consider your skill match, we consider your market growth rate, we consider your profitability, we consider your social media reviews. No other valuation in the world considers that, right? But suppose you are getting a bad review on Google, right? Do you think you get a good business? It's very, very difficult for a startup to get business when you have bad reviews, right? Somebody writes cheats, frauds, then you will not get good business. And if you have good reviews, you get good business. So A to Z 26 points are there. We do a fair share method of valuation, and this valuation will appropriately give you the fair idea. If you get a DCF valuation, investors might not accept it, or they will reject it as this might be not actually connected to what you are doing. So fair share valuation, investors accept. The best part with us is, in case you are not able to explain, and if you are raising through our investors, we explain it. We tell them how we have arrived to this valuation, right? So you will get definitely more valuation, a better valuation, if you go for the fair share valuation method.
So any resources for understanding this method and making the valuation? Any resources?
See, there is, unfortunately, this is a very complicated topic, but I'll try to explain you. Valuation is based upon 3 things. It's like a box. Okay. Suppose you have a carton, a box. You put gold inside the box. It takes the value of the gold. You put 100 grams of gold, right? It will be sold for 100 grams worth of gold, right? Similarly, if you put in fixed deposit, it will take the current value as well as the value that is coming in future, the maturity value of that FD, right? Similarly, if you have a watch is given to you by your friend who's from Germany, and you don't know which brand it is, but it is something which is important to you, okay, and you need to sell it. You put that watch in the box, right? And somebody comes up and say, I will give you 500 rupees. Will you sell it? You will say no. If you give me more than 20,000, I will sell it, else not. So this is also based upon your expectations, right? So all this plus how people think about it, right? That is also important. So we create a mix of all this, and this is a complicated process. A lot of research goes in behind to find out, right? Suppose if you say, that I am into a segment, let us say a very simple one, cement, right? So how we have to find out whether the prices of cement will increase or decrease in the future. We have to find out that whether the profitability will increase or decrease, right? So everything has to be appropriated, and we have to find out. Then we arrive to this valuation, and there is a lot of exercise, right? So it's something only a valuer can do it, and these valuers have a lot of experience while they do it. So that leave it to an expert. This is what I would recommend. If you get a wrong valuation, then you fizzle out in the entire thing.
Okay. So at the moment, as far as pitch deck is concerned and the financial projections are concerned, so pitch deck, I will definitely go to your website and verify that what we have designed is as per the your standard or not. That is one thing. For financial projection, what is the number of years projection that is expected? I mean, we 3,
nothing
5.
is expected. You just have to make as per your next round of funding, right? 18 months is something which is the industry norm, but it is not the standard, right? It is just a norm. So you can make it 18 months or 2 years, whatever you feel like.
So when you say 85% of the money should be invested in the promotion and marketing expense, so what about the sales team who's there on ground? And
we are left out with 15 minutes, so let me complete this and then I will move to the other one because so many people are waiting in line. Okay?
Yeah.
So 85% of your funding should go to customer acquisition. Means suppose you are raising 1 crore, 85 lakhs or more should go to the digital marketing. Right. Okay. This is just to simplify that. Okay. All right. Thank you. Next one.
So next we have Mr. Prashant. So please come forward and ask your question. Thank you so much.
Hi, Shishir sir. Good afternoon. I have an idea. Basically, I'm a CRM developer. I work with Salesforce, Zendesk, and Freshworks, these kind of stuff, and custom solutions through code. So I have this idea of like vehicle service and provide pickup and drop facility for that. So I can take care of all this technical backend system, CRM wise, sales, service, everything. How would I get started? I require advice on this.
What do you want to make? You want to make a CRM?
No, I already work with CRM. I want to offer this service for bikes, bikes and cars. I want to offer service with pickup and drop services through an Android app or iOS app in the future. But I'm already, inclined, or I'm very good with CRM stuff. So the backend system is already ready. How do I approach? I would like your advice. It's an idea.
You want to approach the customers or investors?
I want to approach the customers and even service, how to tie up with the service people, those things. Just like, how do I get started? That is my question.
See, you need to build this app and pick up a zone first, right? You can't do it for entire India. So you need to work on both the sides. You need to work on the vehicles that will carry the passengers, right? And you need to work on customer. Both will come through the digital marketing, to be honest. Your Facebook campaign can bring in, and some Google AdWords campaign can bring in, and you need to build funnels. Funnels means a sales page, which is a long page you must have seen, very long page, having all the testimonials that basically works like a salesperson, convince your incoming customer to sign up. Okay, so your funnel will convince the vendors, that means the people who own the bike, to sign up with you and take the orders from you, right? On the other hand, you need to convince customers to use your service. Now it is dependent upon you whether you make it subscription basis or on demand basis. But what I would recommend is to make it subscription basis, because for on demand you need so many bikes and so many customers. You understand? But if you make it subscription basis, people who want to use this service every day to go to office or to go to
So, sorry to interrupt. I'm really sorry to interrupt. Sir, what I'm saying, I will offer the service. Like right now, if you have a bike, you want to give it for service, I will be the middle. I'll pick it up and I'll drop it.
So you're talking about service and repairs.
Yes. I'm so sorry if I missed.
Okay, so if you are talking about service and repairs, then also it is very easy. This time you need to connect with the garages, right? Where will you get this service? And these people are not online, so you need to go physically. You need to pick up a bike and go to all those people and talk to them, right? First, imitate that you have problems in your bike and ask them a lot of questions, and then tell them that I'm starting this business. Will you be able to help me? Right? What will be the price? Negotiate a particular price for everything. Write down on the chart paper, one paper and sheet. You should write down everything. For oil change this much, for this, and then on the sheet go to the next shop, next garage, and compare the prices, right? And when you get a standard price, then negotiate for 10%, 20% discount on that, and then start your Facebook campaign. So people who require their bike to be serviced, they will sign up with you, and you have to call them and take the bikes and get it serviced. Right? This will also happen through the Facebook campaign, the customer acquisition.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, who's next?
So next we have Mr. Shailesh Mehta. Would you please come forward and ask your question?
Yes, hi. Hi, Shirish. I've been in touch with you on Facebook, on LinkedIn a bit. So a lot of the questions got answered by Prashant. But I'm an advisor to a school, which is a online school. So now with the pandemic, the way CBSE is moving towards giving accreditation to online schools. So there are three ladies who are very educated. They're all PhD doctors as well. One of them is the advisor to the PM on education. So they've started this online school and they're looking for angel investor for it. So I've just been advising him on getting students on board. But one of the biggest sticking points is the CBSE affiliation at this point. And but they are in the process of buying a school, a physical school. So that gets them their CBSE affiliation. Then they go online and they want to develop this whole online model of education at a very reasonable rate compared to a private school, and then offer club services after school for kids to develop school, including physical education. Because right now, the next foreseeable future, we don't see physical schools opening for a while, right? So at least for the next 2 years, and then it probably will become the norm a little bit, at least hybrid education. So that is what I'm looking for funding for. We have a pitch deck ready to a certain extent, but I will go through your website and see what are the things missing in it.
Mr. Mehta, one thing is important. We need to have a revenue, like I said earlier. It's very, in fact, next to impossible to raise funds at a stage where revenue is not there, right? Because there is no entry barrier or anything which is special with them. They can only do it, others can't. If investor is funding at this stage, investor can also take this school, buy out a school and start this online education or something, right? We need to have some kind of entry barrier. That means, such kind of...
They already have a school. I'm sorry to interrupt. The school is already functioning. Okay. They already have students. It's all a complete bootstrap funded by them. So
then
it's already
fine. Then it is fine. For sure, definitely we'll be able to raise how much money they are looking for.
They're looking between 3 to 3.5 crores.
Then we can do that for sure. We can do that in next 3 to 6 months in the same prescribed format that I told. First 25 lakhs, 50 lakhs, 1 crore, 2 crores, and then it will be entirely. And then we can also raise more than $1 million, 2 million, 3 million from VCs.
Yeah, because we would be looking to open centers at different locations in India. Right now they're in Bangalore, but they want to open it in North India especially.
So we can definitely help them there also. We have a subscriber base of 50 lakh users, 50. So, and these are all entrepreneurs. So we can help in the franchisee part as well. We have a division called SL Franchising, and we are already helping a fashion design school in opening the franchisees. So this could also be done from our side.
So should I send the pitch deck that we have already done, or should I just tweak it first and then send it across? How would you like it?
Yeah, please, tweak it. Go to our StartupLanes website where I have written about the pitch deck. it should be appropriately in the same format, right? Or at least similar, 1 or 2 slides could be different, because that has been created after extensive research and experience.
All right, done. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you so much. Okay, Sanjana, next.
So next we have Mr. Gururaj Patil. So please come forward and ask your question. Thank you so much.
Hello, Gupta sir. I have been following you on LinkedIn since from maybe a year, I guess. And I really thank for the humanity which you have, where if there is any opening, you just simply get them even going through their profile and you get them hired. So I'm really thankful for that by looking at that. Right. I mean, this is the kind of entrepreneurship that you have where you are enabling the jobs and even helping the people. So we are very thankful, sir, for that. Yeah. So
Thank you for
the
the
reason
time.
why I'm here is, yeah, thanks. So the reason why I'm here is to learn the things because I have an idea, but I haven't never dared to do that. Right. But I really need some guidance or support from StartupLanes where I can formalize my idea and try to start sprouting it. So this is where I need help, Shishir sir. Yeah. So I have an idea where this is related to farming or the agriculture, and it could be the I mean, I'm just looking at the ground level, how the things goes on, right? We have small scale farmers who are which have less than 1 hectare of area, right? They find difficulty in getting the equipments or they cannot procure the things, right? I mean, they cannot do the things with having the tractors or take different equipments. Even there is a government subsidies, but still it would be difficult for them to put such amount of money, right? So I'm thinking as a service where we could have start some specific zones where we could have the equipments and help the farmers as we give this as a service to them and get that as the revenue for the company. So this is what I was thinking. It could be not just the equipment, it could be the procuring them the seeds. It could be the idea of fertilizing or we going to their farms and putting the fertilizers. So such kind of services which we could provide to the farmers. So yeah, because not if you see there are so many farmers, but not every farmer has 100 acres or 50 acres or 10 acres. There are so many farmers who have less than a hectare. I see this is a huge customer base, which if I were talking that terms, so, which could definitely help them.
Let me tell you something before we move ahead.
Yeah.
I thought about this idea 15 years ago, and I'm glad that you reminded me of this. I'm with you on this. You complete your part, and then I'll tell you what could be done.
Yeah. So this is what I have an idea. It's not just only about that. Maybe the next things is even after their marketing about their products, or we encouraging them to do the organic farming, right? So there are so many things that we could expand the ideas by starting this simple thing. So I see a very bright future in this, where even we have a benefit of both customers and the organization that we would build. So this is what I have.
I'll tell you. I'll share my idea with you.
Yeah.
Which is just the extension of what you have thought. So equipment as a service was there, but what I have thought is to have an urban city concept. Okay. So rural and urban combination, right? And having farm area with school, with an office area, having high-speed internet capabilities, with road infrastructure with the highway, so that city people, say from Hyderabad, can move to the rural area, right? And they can do the farming in collaboration with the local farmer. And what they will bring in, the innovation. Educated people will collaborate and become partners with the farmers. They will also invest, right? So they will invest in the equipment, farmers will provide their land, and they will have a partnership, right? And together we have to create an export promotion zone wherein the entire produce is exported. And this is not for the wheat and rice. This is for the cash crops. That means it will be growing crops which give you more money, say papaya, okay, or anything, say cherries or any berries which you can export abroad, right? And this will give phenomenal amount of income. Thus it will solve the problems of the farmers about water. They don't have water, they don't have equipment, they don't have the know-how how they can sell abroad, right? And lot of people in the city, they want to move out from the city area to the rural area, but why don't they move out? Because they don't get three things very important: school, hospital, and the office. If you suppose I bring in TCS into the rural area of, Andhra Pradesh, then automatically people who are working, having job in TCS, they will ask to shift to that rural place in case they get extra business opportunity also, no? And why will TCS come to that place? If we promise them that you will get a good talent, that you will get a subsidy from the government has to promote it, right? So this was the idea, but then I got busy into other things and this got into the box. I'm glad that you talked about it. You can think on those lines, but I'll tell you, there has to be a starting from somewhere. This is also a real estate project, big real estate project. I wanted to develop it as a destination for tourism also, so that there are resorts, people can come over there and they can also participate in farming, especially the foreigners, right? So foreigners, there should be some multi-cuisine restaurants having Chinese food, French food, from all different continental food, so that people can come over there and relax for some time and they can enjoy farming as an enjoyment. This is what I thought about it, right? Because in Hindi there is one old saying, Uttam Keti Madhyam Ban Adham Chakri Bhik Nidam. That means farming is the best. Then comes business, and then comes the service. And begging is something you should die instead of begging, right? So I have always been dreaming about farming. It's the best thing. I did farming in past, unfortunately failed, because farming is not that easy. But if you get into this, if you are attached to the rural area, if you know the influential people in that particular zone, go for it. But you have to start from somewhere. So I'll tell you, start from small setup, get some equipment, and get the money invested from the influential person of that rural area. Okay? Maybe the zamindar or someone. Tell them that I will take care of your equipment. I will give you a fixed return. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
This will actually build their confidence. And then some people, urban, people living in city, they can also buy equipments and put it on lease, right? You give them some profit sharing, say 70-30 sharing. 70 is theirs, 30% you keep for the management. And this could also become a very good option. Farmers can pay say 500 rupees for plowing of their land.
Yeah.
Right? So you can also have fencing as a service. You can take the investment from urban people and fence the farms and charge them a rental, right? So because farmers don't have this money, sometimes animals destroy their farm produce, right? Sometimes, and you can get this insured. So a lot of things could be done. You can have an export promotion zone. You can directly supply to a lot of companies who are grocery suppliers, right? I know a company, I can probably try to connect you with them. They supply a lot of groceries. To be honest, they buy a grocery worth of 1 crore rupees in a month. So it's a good start for you, right? So, and that guy is known to me since last 15-16 years. So he can probably, support you there, because anyway he's buying, right? So this could be, and I'll connect you to one of my known person, Srinath Shetty. He's making good money, very good money. He's an IITian. His company's name is Hosachi Guru. He's doing it on Bangalore-Hyderabad border, and he's doing it very, very nicely. And he's growing papaya, he's growing banana, a lot of things he's doing, and he has implemented technology very nicely. So you go to Google, find out, Hosachi Guru, and I'm sure you will like that. In fact, there are two people I know. One is Patidar Farms and another is Agrawal Farms. Both of them fly in helicopter only. They don't travel by car. They are so rich. And both of them are in Maharashtra, Jalgaon. Right? So farming, if done very nicely, can create hell lot of wealth. So very good idea. Go for it. Do not even think twice. But obviously, you have to execute. Once you start, a lot of challenges will come. I'm sure you will overcome those challenges. But this is the best kind of work. Nothing could be better than farming.
Yeah. Thanks, Shishir. I think that's a great input, and definitely I will try to reach out to that person and share the information. So I will keep you updated progress that is being done, and definitely will take your help or maybe reach out to you separately to get further more clarity on how to evaluate what is that things are going on with me.
All right. Thank you so much. And that takes us to the end of this session. We are already at 2 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining in, and please join the next week also. See you again. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
So much, sir. But we didn't have chance.
Thank you, Shaish.
We really apologize to those who didn't get chance to speak with this. So I have sent my email ID in the chat box. You can note it and send me your questions, which I will directly forward it to sir. Please visit our YouTube channel and our website for more info. Thank you so much.